satellite is the moon. Now let us look into a depth of what is present in the earth. Right? We are able to look the outer surface of the earth. We can see the plants growing, we can see the animals moving, we can see so many buildings which are constructed, right? But we do not know what is present inside the earth and how it was and what it is as of now. Okay? So let us see what is there inside the earth. Right? Now, as I told you previously, earth or the planets, they were a part of the sun. Right? Because sun broke and out of these hot burning gases, balls of masses, it started to cool. Okay? Each object, started to cool, and it took thousands and millions of years for the small pieces to cool and become a planet. Right? So, when we look into the earth as a planet, even as it is apart from the sun, still the middle of the earth is still boiling. It is very hot. Okay? Now, let us look into the three main layers of the earth. Right? Now, the outer layer of the earth is called as the crust. Okay? This crust is the place where we are able to live. The plants are growing. Okay, children? Now, the next layer is the mantle. Okay? So, this mantle, it is not that hot. Understood? Here you can find good number of rocks, igneous rock, metamorphic rocks. All the minerals are present in the mantle region. Okay? Now, the third part is the core. Core means the center. Okay, now this core is again divided into two parts, the outer core and the inner core. Understood, children? So, this outer core is still not cooled. Okay, it is still hot. Right? Now, when you come to the center of the earth, it is called as the inner core. Now, this inner core, till today, it is very hot. Okay? You can find all the rocks are in a melted state. Okay? They melt. How can ice melts into water? In the same manner, in this inner core, the rocks are melted. They are in the liquid form. Understood, children? So, this is the inner core, this is the outer core, then you have the mantle and the outside is the crust. Right, children? So, let me revise it once again. The outer layer of the earth is called the crust. The second layer is called mantle. The third layer is called outer core. The fourth layer is called inner core. Understood, children? Right. So, let us look into further. Yes. Now, a beautiful, wonderful topic of volcano. Right? So, you must have heard the word volcano, but what it is, how it is, and how it is happening, we do not know. So, let's discuss it today. Now, volcanoes are nothing but, now you have mountains, yes, so let's start off with hills. Hill is a small cone-like structure which are formed with the rocks and they are smaller in size. Yes, now mountains. Mountains are bigger than the hills. They are very huge, made up of different types of rocks. Okay, and it will take for us little time or it is little difficult to climb a mountain. Right? Now, these mountains are completely made of rocks. Now, these rocks, these mountains are in some locations, they form a volcano. Now, what is this volcano? Now, just look into this picture. Now, in this picture, we can see this is a huge mountain, right? Now, inside the mountain, now as I told you, previous slide, we have discussed about the inner core, children. There I told you, the rock is in the liquid state. Yes. Now, that liquid rock which is boiling hot, very hot. Now, if there are any loose area, if there are any cracks which are inside the earth. Okay, now if it reaches a mountain, then what happens? This hot magma, it is called, the melted form of rock is called magma. The lava, it is called lava. So this lava is boiling. It wants to come out. Okay. Now from where it can come? If it has a weaker zone, then only it can come. Yes. If it has some cracks, then only it can come. Otherwise, it cannot come out. Okay. So this hot lava, it goes through the crack and comes out. It will burst out. Okay, it bursts out and all the lava which is boiling state, it comes and pours out like this. Okay, now this mountain which has lava inside is called a volcano. Understood now, children? A mountain which has some lava inside for eruption is called as a volcano. Now this lava, it will burst open the mouth of the mountain and it comes out. Okay, so this hot lava which is coming out from the mountain, it flows down. Now this is called, when it is out on the earth's surface, the lava, if it is present on the earth's surface, which is able to cool now, is called magma. Okay, inside it is called lava and once it reaches out, it is called magma. Okay, the volcano will burst, all the lava will come out. Okay, it falls on the mountain and it will take some years to cool. And this, after cooling, this magma becomes the mineral. Okay, the whole mountain is now ready for a mineral. Right? Understood now, children? So, like this, volcanoes are formed. Now, these volcanoes are of three types: active volcano, dormant volcano, extinct volcano. Okay? In our country, India, volcanoes are very less. Okay? We don't find them. But in countries like US, in countries like Alaska, North America, there we have the volcanoes, n number of volcanoes. Okay, active volcano is the one which is very ready to burst. Okay, see here, this is an active volcano. The lava, it comes out and it will burst. It will burst. Okay, this is called as a active volcano. Now, this is a dormant volcano. Means once the lava is bursted, once the lava comes out, now it is cool. Okay, only smoke you can see sometimes. Again, this mountain will not become a volcano. Okay, it is called dormant volcano. And extinct volcano. Now this volcano which will never come again is called as an extinct volcano. Now this dormant volcano, under certain conditions, it can also become an active volcano. Understood, children? So this is how a volcano is formed and these are the different types of volcanoes. Now, let us go into the very important part, that is the movement of the earth. Okay, so till now we have seen how the planets are, how the sun is, planets are formed from the sun and how it is moving and all. Now, let us look into the inner part of the earth. So, let us see how the earth is and how it is able to move and why are we getting so many changes on this earth. Right? Now when we look into the earth as a planet, earth is spherical in shape. It is round. Okay, children? So this is the shape of the earth. Now this earth has got three important parts. That is the North Pole, South Pole, Equator, Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere. Now let us look. The tip part, okay, which is on the north side, we call it as North Pole. Okay, the bottom part which is present in the south direction, the tip is called as the South Pole. Okay, now these are the imaginary lines. They are not present on the earth. Why these these we are able to draw, and why are we writing, giving names? Because to know more about the earth, to know how it works, to know the exact locations. Okay, for that we have drawn some lines and we have given certain names, children. Okay, but these are not present on the earth. It is only the imaginary lines and imaginary places, but they are present on the earth. Now the topmost part is called as the North Pole, the bottommost part is called as the South Pole. Now when you divide this earth, an imaginary line is drawn to divide the earth into two equal parts. Okay, that is called as the equator. Means it is dividing the earth into two equal parts. It is an imaginary line. Okay, children. Now next, the line which the hemisphere means half. Sphere means full. Hemi means half. Okay, the sphere which is present, half of the sphere which is present on the north side is called northern hemisphere. Understood? The part below the equator which is present to the south is called as the southern hemisphere. Understood, children? Northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. The line, imaginary line, is the equator. Above the equator, which is going towards the north, is the northern hemisphere. Below the equator, the part which is going towards the south pole, we call it as southern hemisphere. Understood, children? And also, an imaginary line is drawn to the top, touching the top and the bottom part of the earth. Now, this is called axis. Okay, the imaginary line which is drawn from the north pole to the south pole is called as the axis. Now, through this axis, the earth is moving. It is moving around itself. It is also moving around the sun. Now, let's look into it. Have you understood till here, children? Yes. What do you mean by a north pole? What is a south pole? What is an equator, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere? A quick recap. Earth is spherical in shape. It is round. Means spherical means round. Okay. Now the north tip part is called as the north pole. The southern tip is called as the south pole. An imaginary line which is drawn in the middle of the earth is called the equator. Okay, the part above the equator is called the northern hemisphere. The part below the equator is called as the southern hemisphere. And an imaginary line which is drawn from the north pole to the south pole is the axis. Right, children? So let's move further. Rotation, very important. Rotation means nothing but the earth is moving around itself. Okay, the movement of the earth around itself is called the rotation. Now this rotation is enabling us to cause day and night. Right? Now how it is caused? Now see, earth is spherical in shape. It is round. Now here is the sun, right? Now the part which is facing the sun, they have the day, and the part which is away from the sun, it has the night, right? You must have seen it now practically. Now if you are having day here, in US it would be the evening or the night for them, because they are on to the other side of the globe. Right? So, if this, now say suppose north pole is facing towards the sun, this area is under daylight, south pole is away. So, this area is having now night. Now, slowly when the earth moves, the north pole will go away and the south pole will face the sun. So, north pole will have the night and the south pole region will have the day. Now, this is called as rotation. This rotation helps in the formation of day and night. Understood, children? Right. Now, let's go to the next one. Revolution. Now, rotation is movement of the earth around itself. Now, revolution means movement of the earth around the sun. That is called revolution. So, if the earth is moving around the sun, it is called revolution. Now, this revolution helps in the formation of so many seasons. Okay. Now sun is there in the center and here is the earth. Now recall, we have seen orbit. Yes, orbit is nothing but an imaginary line which is drawn. Yes, so here also orbit, an imaginary line is present which will help the earth to go round the sun. Now that is called revolution. So the earth takes 365 and a half a days to complete one revolution around the sun. Understood, children? So 365 and a half a days is 1 year for us. That means earth is completing one full round around the sun. That is revolution. Understood till here, children? So rotation and revolution. Rotation is movement of the earth around itself. That rotation helps the formation of day and night. Now revolution is movement of the earth around the sun. Now this revolution is helpful to cause the seasons. Yes, so we know we have got seasons. Now summer season, winter, rainy, spring, autumn. Now how it is caused? It is because of the revolution of the earth. Understood? Now let's see how it is. So seasons of the earth is mainly caused by the revolution. Now what happens? Now see, this is the sun, this is the earth, and here the top part is called as the Arctic Circle, the bottom part is called as the Antarctic Circle. The middle imaginary line we told it is equator. Then below the equator, an imaginary line is called Tropic of Capricorn. And imaginary line on the top of equator we get the Tropic of Cancer. Okay, now when the sun rays are falling, the part which is facing the sun has got the summer season. Okay, the pole which is away from the sun, it has the winter season. Now if the earth is not round, imagine if the earth is flat. Now rays of the sun will fall directly everywhere. Yes, and there will be no seasons. Right? It will be hot throughout or it will be cold throughout. But there will be no seasons at all. As earth is spherical in shape, we are able to have seasons. Understood, children? So summer May, the days are very hot, the days are longer, nights are shorter. Winter season, days are shorter, nights are longer. Okay, let's look into it in detail. Now let's see here, how are these seasons formed? Okay, now if the North Pole is facing towards the sun, okay, the sun rays fall over here. Now this region has the summer season. Okay, now South Pole is away from the sun. Then this South Pole, regions in the South Pole, they have the winter season. Now summer season, days are longer, nights are shorter. In the winter season, nights are longer, days are shorter. Understood, children? So this is how the days and nights are caused. Okay, so the northern hemisphere is having summer and southern hemisphere is having winter. Now if there is a change, then what happens? South Pole goes towards the sun. North Pole is away from the sun. Now South Pole will have the summer, North Pole will have the winter. Okay, because the earth is moving. Now see, right, equator, this is how it is. So winters in the northern hemisphere, days are shorter, and it is summer, the nights are longer. Now let us see, if the days and nights in equator, it gets all the light, sunlight equally because it is present in the center of the earth and it gets equal amount of light, sunlight. So days and nights are equal over there. Okay. Now if the axis is not present, if the earth is not tilted, you will not receive the seasons. Okay. So both the hemispheres will not have the same amount. So the main factors which are causing the seasons are the tilted axis of the earth, because earth is tilted a bit, the axis is bent a bit, that is why we are able to get the seasons and the revolution of the earth, because earth is moving around the sun, we are able to get the seasons. So let us see here what are the causes. Now this sun being the center, now if the north pole is facing towards the sun, this north and south pole is away from the sun, north pole gets summer season. Okay, slowly earth is moving. Okay, slowly moving. Again north pole is receiving still the sunlight. Okay, it is in the some autumn season now. Okay, days are longer in the north pole and nights are longer in the south pole. So you get summer and autumn. Now slowly earth is moving. It is moving around itself. It is moving around the sun. Now what happens? The north pole goes away from the sun. South pole is coming towards the sun. Okay. Now north pole will have winter. Okay. And south pole will have summer. Now slowly it is moving, slowly it is going around the sun. Now again still the north pole is away from the sun and south pole is towards the sun. So after winter you get the spring season, and this again from the spring season slowly it is moving, the earth is moving, and now again you can find the north pole is going towards the sun and the south pole is away from the sun. So this one complete movement of the earth around the sun is called revolution, and here we get the four main seasons of the earth. Understood? These are all how the seasons are formed. Understood, children? Mainly it depends upon the axis. As the axis earth is tilted, we are able to get the seasons, and as the earth is moving around the sun, we are able to get the seasons. Yes, I hope you must have understood by now, children. Yes, so in this lesson we have discussed n number of topics. Right? We have discussed first about the sky, we have discussed about the stars, we have discussed about the planets, how planets are formed, what are all the 8 planets, and how many days or years each planet takes to go around the sun. Then we have come to the planet Earth. Yes, now in this planet Earth, how it is, what is the outer part called, what is the middle part called, what is the inner part called. Yes.